hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel as the one and only Bridgeman and my good friend, the Fox. Evening, gentlemen.
The Fox.
Evening, all.
Can I say good evening to you two guys on the panel here? Can I say a big good evening to the guys in the lobby and a massive good evening to all the Rangers fans all over the world listening in. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, there's only one sports story we can start with. I'm still in shock. I just can't believe it. I can't believe that Federer got knocked out the tennis bridge.
I'll tell you what, I must be very honest. I watched a bit of that game and I thought Federer's walking this. He was 2 up or something like that. And the next time I looked, he was still in it. And that was a tremendous last few games in that last set. And I ended up willing that guy to win. I thought Federer should have walked it, should have killed this guy. But maybe his legs are starting to go as well now.
Big guy. It deserves a bit of caber. He's been the smoothest sportsman in a generation, Fox, isn't he, that Roger Federer? You based yourself on him, Fox, didn't you?
I did not. I don't watch tennis.
Smoothie.
The posh guys game up. Tennis.
Yeah, never a hair out of place, Bridge, yeah?
And my wife and I both comment, every time we see him, we think, my God, is he smart looking? He looks really smart, you know.
Butler of Fox.
That's what I was
anyway, we'll go on. We're looking forward to when the real football starts back tomorrow night, Bridgeman.
Tomorrow night, aye.
Real football, men's football. But first game of the season home. But I think we'll have to comment on what we've watched. Most people have been watching the last couple of hours. An England team that were by far the best in the first half. Dominated in the second half and lost a slack goal and just ran out of ideas, really. Don't know what you think.
Yeah, if I can come in on that one, I thought they were marvellous in the first half. I was so happy. I thought, this is it, you know. Even if they shut the door and do it right, you know, get all defensive and do it right and close the game off. But even when they tried to do that, the things started to go wrong for them. And when things start to go wrong, you need to be able to shut it up completely. And I'm afraid they didn't do it. A lot of weak links in the England team there. And you know when they got the ball forward, look, very promising. Good chances, lost, missed them.
Good chances in the first half, Fox.
Absolutely.
Very little after that, Fox.
Opened up brightly and got their goal right away. Thought they were in with a right good chance, but
by the way, a cracking free kick, Fox. Credit where credit's due.
Aye. But for the boy Trippier, no. A household name before the World Cup, mate, for me anyway. Hadn't heard of him before. Same with the big centre half. I hadn't heard much. I know he's with Leicester, but hadn't heard much about him. Took his free kick splendidly, mate. Nice dip on it right into the top right on corner. Good goal. But after that, they had a couple of chances, I thought, and they missed. And then they allowed Modric not into the game. And once he gets into the game, mate, he started to manoeuvre England about, and I thought he came on to a game, Modric.
Yeah, second half he was excellent, wasn't he? He really was excellent. And in extra time he was even better.
Do you think there's always a problem when you've got that 1-0 in a cup tie, Bridge? You don't know where to stick or twist it. Well, so you started naturally defending and then you end up... You know.
My recollection of great England teams and international good quality England teams from an international perspective as well, they've always had solid fullbacks, and they ain't got a solid fullback. They don't have a fullback. They're playing 3-5-2, and they're playing 3-5-2 with a weak right hand side. That's why I see it anyway. That boy Kyle, what's his name?
Walker.
I don't rate that boy at all. I thought he's very poor.
I think they used his pace a lot, Bridge, to get him out of jail. They played him in the 3 with the defence, and it was just for his pure pace, because that's international football. The trouble with the 3-5-2, mate, at your favourite, and I like it as well, I must admit, if you get it right, if it goes slightly wrong, Fox, it can become 5 at the back, you know. And the England seemed to play. It wasn't a 3-5-2 for me. It was 3 with 2, with the wing backs, the 2 in the middle. So it was like a 3-4-3. And when they 2 end up as wing backs, you just get murdered in the midfield, especially with guys of the talent of Modric and Ratovic, Fox.
I'd agree. I think they ran out of steam, Henderson and... Who was it? No Dele Alli, the other one, wasn't it, that was trying to play that role?
Lingard,
aye. And I think they ran out of steam. But all in all, mate, it was a good attempt. It was a team that went there who weren't fancied to do well, no pressure on them. And I wouldn't say they're the best England team I've ever watched, but they done well. An honest bunch of lads, you know.
I think your defenders are good when they're defending. I've said this before about them. They're marvellous. That big boy, Harry Maguire, he actually can carry the ball right up to very close to the attack line, you know. And he's a danger himself when he's for the high balls coming in. He scored a couple of goals. But, you know, really and truly, when they're trying to play the ball on the ground in a pass, some of their passing is just woeful from the back. And they tend to sometimes miss out the midfield, and it's a 25, 30, 40-yard pass, and it goes for a goal kick, and they go, oh, sorry. And that's just not good enough. When you're under the cosh, you know, you have to make sure 100% the ball's there, and they can't do it. Get it to a good midfielder. Get it to an Ox chair that can actually play football. Here, Ox, you take that ball. There you are, son.
Easy game when you're watching, Bridge. That's the problem, but isn't it? It's
an
easy game.
Pal, of course.
Anyway, enough about them. We're called Rangers Radio, and if people want to join us and talk about all things Rangers, what's the number, Bridge?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join in, my good friend Fox?
At RangersRadio.online on Skype.
Yep. You can come in to call and ask a panel anything and talk about the famous Glasgow Rangers. Right, Bridge? Were you following the court case today?
Well, couldn't obviously follow the actual court case, but I was following the comments, the actual comments on it. You know,
I know it's no your. I know you spent a lot of time following court cases, but now you've moved on. You've grew up now. The boys all grew up.
I think that obviously we don't know what's actually been said, other than sometime around about lunchtime, the case was over and it had been delayed until the end of, I think, close to the end of July, and they're going to give a judgment then. Right. But the chat on the forums at the time when we were waiting went from absolutely absurd comments regarding what the contract is to, in all probability, the truth what the contract is. And we'll never know the truth, the whole truth, but in all probability, somewhere in there is the truth. And it sounds as if someone's not done their homework based on what we're here today.
Fox, I don't think the strips was due to come out the 1st of August, so I don't. What I've not read is whether we can sell them independently or we can sell them through online. Or I picked up later on the night because I was late in that some of the online stuff. There's also Sports Director want to get involved in that as well. So I don't know where we stand, and hopefully we can get a resolution before the strips are due to come out. Either that or my friends in Turkey are going to be really busy.
What I was hearing was that no matter which way Rangers turn here, no matter what they do, the contract that they've signed is solid, and it says Rangers are going to have a distributor to sell their strips, yeah, and they're going to go with JD Sports. But if they don't get JD Sports or any other third party, then automatic by the contract, based on it falls back to Sports Direct for a rolling 2-year contract.
We might just have to deal with them, Fox, bite the bullet. I don't know what the case will be. I mean, I don't know what we do, you know. I don't know what the deal would be. If it's going to be the same deal as we had with JD, with Sports Direct, because of legal technicalities, rightly or wrong, we might be stuck with Fox,
I think that's something for lawyers to fix out. There's not much the support can do about this. This seems like another cluster.
I know, mate.
You know, that seems to be coming along all the time. One step forward, 2 steps back.
I think we need to do something a bit more than we've been doing before. Because I think you're going to find that probably 50% of the Rangers support just won't buy any strips from JD Sports. Simple as that. No JD Sports, sorry.
Sports Direct. And I think it'll be more than that now, Bridge.
I think so. And if this is true and they're doing this, they're actually trying to screw the Rangers completely. They're trying to screw them completely for badness, nothing else.
But, Bridge, playing devil's advocate, if they've got a contract that says A, B and C, Yeah.
Well, there's nothing we can do. I would hope that somewhere in the darkness of it all, the judge is going to see some common sense, because it's not the first time that we've been in the court with this mob. It's not the first time, and it probably won't be the last, based on what we're hearing. So they think they've got a watertight contract, and we've paid them £3 million to all intents and purposes to get to go away and leave us alone and release our contract. But it turns out the people that have signed it under advisement, whatever legal advisement is, as I said earlier, maybe they've not done their homework, because it sounds to me as if Sports Direct have got us by the short and curlies. That's what it sounds like.
Anyway, by the way, just to let you know, Coop, I noticed that comment in the lobby. I'll be coming to see you later, mate.
Blow football, yeah, dad.
I was quite good at that, Bridge. That was your Christmas, wasn't it? That was your Christmas, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
So anyway, we've been joined by our first caller. Evening, Ibrox. How we doing, mate?
Evening, Troops.
How are you, mate? What's on your mind, mate?
I'm just really excited now for tomorrow night to get, as you says earlier, to get the real football started back, mate. When it's all about the Rangers, because let's be honest, mate, it's the only show in town. Huge game, Mr. Gerrard's first game, first competitive game in charge. I'm really looking forward to see how he lines up and how we actually play going forward in an actual competitive match, and see how our season's going to kick off of there.
Do you think it's? Do you think it will give us a telltale sign for the season, mate?
I would like to think so, mate. Are the basis of what we can look forward to in the coming season? Because obviously there's only not even a week, is it, in between the two games, so it's going to be, I'd imagine, be really tough. But they should be up for it. They've had all the serious fitness training, everything else, and the individual training in Spain during the break, and now they're back here. They played obviously the first game on Friday night, which we take under advisement. It was Bury yet again, but it was a wee step up for what we played in TNS, and this is when the real football gets going, and I can't wait, mate. Just really excited for it now.
Get the game one, Fox, tomorrow night. One, put the tie to bed, and then use the games as to build up your fitness for the bigger battles ahead, Fox.
Just want to see us get through the game intact, mate. As you say, put the game to bed in the first leg. If we're good enough, I'm hoping that we can win at least with 3 tomorrow night, and make it an easy tie going away abroad. That's enough for me. Take it one game at a time at the moment till we get our full squad together, get them all on the same kind of levels and fitness. The new boys that's just come in must be behind in fitness to the ones that's already there. So once we get that sorted out, mate, we'll be ready to go at the start of the season. We've been joined by Gary as well.
Evening, caller. How we doing?
How we doing, guys? It's Wheels.
Hey, Wheels.
How we doing, mate?
How we doing? All right?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Where have you been, mate?
Good to be back.
Some of us have been back for ages.
I know. I was. I don't know if Ibrox maybe told you, but I was back in the hospital again.
You all right, mate? Are you back with us?
Aye, back fighting fit. So
good man. That's the main thing. What's on your mind, mate?
Well, I was there on Friday, and as Ibrox said, we've got to take into consideration it was Bury, but what a difference. Do you know what I mean? There was a lot of things I noticed right away, such as, as soon as they were on the ball, we're closing them down instantly. There wasn't any of that last season. You know what I mean? It was just a lot different. The fans were fantastic. The atmosphere was incredible. As for tomorrow night, as most of the guys have said, we just need to put the tie to bed in the first game. Maybe a 3 or 4-0 at home, and then just go over there and just play it calm. But no, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to what's ahead, and we're building a really strong team by the looks of it. So.
No spoke to you for a while for a few reasons, mate. Obviously, you've had your trials and tribulations, and we've been off air. But what's been your thinking of the Stevie G, the signings coming in, the departures, obviously it was confirmed today that Bruno Alves has left us. You happy with everything that's happening, mate?
I mean, the ones that have gone are going to leave. I think we pretty much expected. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's any surprises there. As I say, it looks like he's building a really strong team with the players he's bringing in. The defence looked really solid. Those two guys at the back, Goldson and Katic, they look really, really solid, which is good. But I know I'm really, really excited to see what's ahead.
At the moment, what's the signing that's exciting you the most, mate? Apart from the fact that I'm back on the radio.
Of course, that's the number one thing. No, I think for me, it's the boy Sadiq. I'm looking forward to. I've heard a lot about him. I've seen some videos of him and that, and I think he, if he gets off to a good start, I think he could tear it up.
Anyway, gentlemen, you'll not believe this. If you go on mute, it's time for a tune.
You're not getting any tune. You've just started. Carry on.
No. My bladder's organised for a pee at 10, Fox.
Just you carry on. You're not escaping with that.
Oh, come on, what do you think, Bridge? Bridge gets the kettle on at 10. I go for a pee. Right.
Should have done that before you come on here. Just get on with the show.
I don't need to 10 o'clock. Ibrox, come on, you need to stick up for me here.
I know.
I'm always
mate,
sticking up for
let's
you.
Be honest, mate. We're a couple of years away for the famous thing that happens on the 12th of July every year, mate. So I think we're deserving a wee tune for that alone.
I know. We've been stopping your work, Fox, isn't he, Bridge?
Absolutely.
I've set up the show without a tune, so you can have.
Where's the shop stewards here?
The manager's
one out, all out.
Manager's interview can go and you can scratch a quick B there then.
All right, mate. All right. So, we're building
up. Why
doesn't
Rich give us a song?
Oh, no, mate. No, I couldn't take anywhere of that. I heard Foxy singing on Saturday. Very good, mate. Very good. But no quite as tuneful as Skipper, but Foxy wasn't bad. Anyway, so we're building up to the game. What's your prediction for the team, Gary? Then we'll go to Ibrox, then Bridge. How do you see it? I think we've got a good idea, but what do you think?
See, if I'm honest, I was quite happy with the team that played on Friday there. I'm not sure if all of them are registered. I think they probably are, but I would stick with what I seen on Friday. I was really happy. And I tell you who really impressed me when I came on was the boy Middleton. I would definitely bring him in at some point as well because he was really, really good when I came on. But I would pretty much stick with what I seen on Friday, to be honest.
I enjoyed the boy's performance. I think we've just co-canny with the boy Ibrox. He put in some great balls, made a couple of goals, looked exciting. But the defender was done. The game was pretty much done, so we're going to put it in context. I don't want to take anything away from the lad. A great first-team debut at Ibrox. Fantastic, looked exciting, but let's just get him where he's got to be and not put too much pressure on the lad.
No, exactly.
Ibrox, how do you see us lining up tomorrow?
I'd be going with McGregor, and I'd be going with Tavernier, Katic, Goldson, Flanagan. Then I'd be going for Candeas, Arfield, McCrory, and Murphy, Morales, and I would like to see the boy Middleton come in, but I can't see it. And I know we are coming for Ox. You don't want to put him in and maybe make him struggle in his first European match, mate. So the likelihood is it'll be Morales and Windass. As much as I would like to see Windass maybe took out of the firing line, mate.
What's your midfield there? What was your midfield there again?
Katic, I was going to say there. Arfield, McCrory, Candias and Murphy.
The same as Friday night then?
Basically the same as Friday night, mate. As much as I'd like to see Windass come out, I don't want to put too much pressure on young Middleton. So
you're setting up a sort of, what would you say, 4-1-3-1-1?
Something similar to that, mate. But as I say, it could come under many guises, mate. It could come under many guises.
I didn't think Candias looked comfortable in the three in midfield. Personally, that was just a personal view, but it was only a bounce game. Fox, how are you lining us up then, Bridge?
I can't see. But sorry, Fox. Sorry.
He's Fox, you're Bridge. Tell him.
McGregor in goal, Tavernier, Goldson, Katic, and Flanagan would be my back four and the goalkeeper. But three in the middle, Arfield, McCrory. And this, I don't think it worked with Candias on the right-hand side of the three. So I'd be expecting one change to the team that started on Friday night. And I think either Jack or young Greg Docherty will come into the right-hand side of midfield. And
how you lining us up, mate? How you lining up?
4-3-3 and the three up front will be the usual, mate. Windass, Morelos, and what do you call him? Jamie Murphy, mate. Will be the three up front.
Okay, Bridgeman?
I'd start with the same mob we started with the other night, to be perfectly honest. The boys have said that. I just can't see them doing it any other way. That's the ones they picked for the Bury game. They were very successful, and it gave them a springboard to bring on the other players and let's see them. I think that's what the manager will do. If it was me, I wouldn't bring in. I don't think I would bring in Windass. There's something not quite right there. I think I would. I'd swap Windass with anybody else. Put it that way. Maybe bring in Ryan Jack. I quite like Ryan Jack, so I'd probably play him instead.
So your front three would be Candias, Murphy, Morelos, and Jack.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't play Ryan Jack up front, but I would maybe go 4-4-2. Maybe go 4-4-2, you know, and just use Murphy and Morelos. I actually said this last night, and I'm not being funny. It'll depend on how these other guys are playing, and even some of the youngsters are playing and shine. If they shine up at training, if they stand out at all, then I wouldn't think the manager would think twice. Probably just play them if they're any good at all. Because he's singing praise. I'm sure I heard him saying something about that boy Koulibaly he looked quite good in training, something like that. Anyway, so
hard to judge them, but let's see.
Yeah.
Look, we might get a clue on what the team will be. So if you don't mind going on mute, we'll hear from our manager, Stephen Gerrard, MBE.
Umar, when you really looked at him?
Well, first and foremost, he's a talent. I think he's a player with huge potential, and I think following his career, I think he's looking for the next stage to take his career to the next level. I think he's done fantastically well in Holland, and he's one of many boys that are at top football clubs around the world, and they find it very hard for that breakthrough. So instead of staying at that club and suffering and not playing games, I think the likes of Rangers can go and grab these boys and give them the stage and the platform to go and perform on. So now it's over to Umar to come here and keep learning, keep growing, and to try and force his way into the team.
You've got 9 new signings, I think it is now. How do you feel your squad is shaping up for this season?
We're nearly there.
How many more? How roughly are you looking at?
There's no number on it. We'll be there when we're there, when I see that the team and the squad's strong enough to compete against the best sides domestically and also against teams that we're going to come up against in the Europa. So that's when we'll be ready. It's very difficult to put a number on that. When
you bring all these players in, how tough is it to get them to gel quickly, or what do you have to do to help that process? Good players are on the same wavelength, and good players gel pretty quick, and that's what we've tried to go into the transfer market for good players, for talents. We're trying to get the right balance and the right blend of what this team needs and where we felt the team and the squad was short when we come in, and we feel we've already improved things a lot. But there's still some pieces missing. We'll try and get them in.
How is the Jake Cooper situation coming along?
Sorry?
The Jake Cooper situation with Millwall, how's that coming along?
Well, I answered the question to yourself last week about speculation, and I don't like to add to speculation, especially when players belong to other clubs, so I won't be adding to any kind of speculation. Yeah.
Can you bring us up to date on the Granada situation?
Yes, his contract has been terminated mutually. That's happened today, I believe. So both parties are really happy, and we both move on. I think he's about to be unveiled at Parma, and we wish him all the best.
It was believed that he was in quite a hefty salary here. Does that give you, in terms of looking at bringing other players in, a wee bit more room to manoeuvre in terms of your own budget?
I don't think so. I don't think we look at just Bruno leaving. That doesn't open the door for me to go and sign more and more players. I think the board of directors and the chairman have been very supportive so far. I knew when I came in we had to make changes, and they've backed me everything I've asked for so far. They've backed me really well, so I'm very appreciative of that.
In terms of what's still to be done in terms of recruitment, is there any areas specifically that you still believe need to be sort of strengthened?
Central defender.
You still obviously brought two in. You still need extra cover now with Salve's leaving.
Yes.
Asana Koulibaly was another signing that came in yesterday. What do you think he can bring to the squad?
He's a destroyer type midfielder. I think he's very different to what we've got here. He's played at the top level in France. I watched him numerous games over 90 minutes, but the game I was really impressed with him was against Paris Saint-Germain, against world-class players, and he broke play up and he kept the ball really simple and done an excellent job for the team when I watched him. So he's one I've had an eye on for a while, and once we get him up to speed and fit and physically ready, he's had a long break and a long summer off, but today straight away in training he looked sharp. And he done exactly what I thought he was going to do. He broke play up, he was aggressive, he snaps into tackles, he's physically very strong, and he'll add a bit of power in the engine room for us.
How ready are you for tomorrow's game, do you feel?
Yeah, very ready, yeah.
What sort of test do you expect?
I think it's always a test. I think we only have to go back 12 months to realise that any opposition has to be respected, and we have to take the test very serious. But I think I'll echo what I've said to the players all week and during pre-season, is it's about us, and it's about us getting our house in order. It's about us being organised and ready to compete with whoever we come up against. We're moving forward very quickly and taking giant strides, close to where I want the team and the side to be, so I believe we're ready for tomorrow's test.
You've won in European competitions, you have vast experience as a player. What can you pass on now to your players as a manager with regards to European football and what to expect?
Well, I think I have to use my experience and my knowledge. I've been in this situation myself before as a player. I think a lot of the players are already experienced enough themselves to work it out, but if there's any young lads or any new boys who haven't experienced this stage before or this platform before, my job and the staff's job is to make sure that they're well aware of the pitfalls and the potential of it not going right. But this will probably be one of the easiest team talks I'll ever have to do as a manager, because you've only got to go back 12 months and show them the newspaper cuttings, show them the faces at the final whistle in the second leg when they went away and lost 2-0. There's your team talk right there. It smacks you in the face. If you're not ready to go and put that right, we've got a serious problem here.
I think the year after you won the Champions League with Liverpool, you had to qualify for the group stages again that year. Can you look back in that experience and the pressures involved in that and take some lessons going into these? I mean, I suppose the pressure's different, but is that a similar sort of mindset going in?
Definitely lessons, and I think tomorrow's all about attitude and mindset. If these players go in and think it's easy, that's when you come unstuck. If you show your opposition disrespect, what you've got to understand is they're coming into a stadium which is going to be packed to the rafters. It'll be the biggest night of their careers so far, with all due respect. It's going to be a huge cup final mentality to them. If we have any kind of drop off, we're not good enough at the moment. Certainly over the last couple of years, this team's not good enough to take the foot off the gas, so we need to go full throttle and go for it.
You spoke before you went away to Spain about the situation with Lee Wallace. It now seems he's not been included in the squad for tomorrow night's game. Is that because he's injured, or is that because he's ongoing?
Because he's injured, and because we have the luxury of changing the squad from game to game. There's been a lot of media stuff written this morning about Lee. Me and Lee are fine. Lee's got an issue with the club and he's injured at the moment. That hasn't changed from the last time I spoke to the media.
In terms of Jordan Rossiter and Graham Dorrans, what's the latest in their injury situations?
Both coming on well. Graham's ticking along nicely. I don't think he'll be too far away. Difficult to put a day to return on him, but I think it's weeks away, but not many. So excited to hopefully have him back in the coming weeks. Same with Jordan, he might be slightly longer than Graham.
What is Jordan's issue, sorry?
Ankle.
It must be frustrating for him. He's obviously had quite a well-documented sort of list of injuries since he came here. I suppose he's looking to come in and make an impression.
Well, he did. He was making a fantastic impression in pre-season. He was probably the standout performer at consistency up until he got the unfortunate knock. But the knock is nothing to do with being injury prone or anything like that. It was a moment of bad luck. He's frustrated, but we have to move on and try and get him fit as soon as possible. But up until he got injured, he was the standout performer.
There's some headlines as well about Alfredo Morelos in the last couple of weeks that bids perhaps or interest from like Turkey and things like that. Is there any more update you can give on his situation?
No update at all. He's my player, he's our player. We like him. He's looking in fantastic shape, and I'm looking forward to watching him tomorrow night. We believe he's ready to fire.
Stephen, you had a taste of Ibrox crowd at the weekend. How excited are you about this one for real? You had all the build up to it now.
Yeah, and this is the real one. This is the one I've been waiting for a long time. I mean, the reception myself and the staff and the players got for a friendly against Bury the other night was incredible. Over 40,000 in the summertime during the World Cup. One of the biggest games of the World Cup was on at the time, and for them to turn out like that was superb. And I'm sure it goes without saying we're going to get a similar reception tomorrow. But it's not about myself. It's about the fans turning up and really getting behind the team. It's a fresh start for everyone, and they can be so powerful for this team this year. They can help get us through in certain situations, and they were right behind the team against Bury, helped us get off to a fast start, and we were comfortable by half time. So we urge the fans to come and make a lot of noise on tomorrow night.
Stephen, I appreciate you've got a lot in your hands and a lot to think about with the game coming up, but England tonight, how excited are you now? I know I seem to ask you every round now, but what's your thoughts on this one?
Well, I've been so pleased and happy to watch the players perform. I think they've done the country proud. It seems every barrier that they face or every hurdle that gets put in the way, they seem to be getting over it and getting over them comfortably. I think tonight will be the biggest test for them. Croatia deserve respect. They've got some wonderful players within them, but I do predict an England win. I think the energy, I think the organisation, and I just think the confidence and the feel-good factor at the moment. England are a force, and they are capable of going the whole way. And I suspect there's a lot of pressure and a lot of weight off all the shoulders at the moment. So England are the dangerous team in this competition.
With Gareth, you're a young manager. Do you look at anything that Gareth's done that you've been impressed with in terms of since he's taken the England job?
I think he's someone who I've always looked up to. As a player, I came into the dressing room. He was a player who always put his arm around me and helped me, myself and Gareth Barry, when we went to our first tournament. He was one who went out of his way and made sure he was comfortable. We were away from our families for a long time, and Gareth really took it upon himself, which he didn't have to look after us. And I think that's the guy you're dealing with, someone who cares immensely about the country. He's desperate to do well, and he's much further down the line than me in terms of management and coaching, and he's one that is in touch with me and has been an open book in terms of help and support. So I'm so happy for him at the moment.
Any other injury updates or anything like that for tomorrow night?
No, everyone's fine.
Sadiq and Lasar, are they involved?
Difficult one at the moment because we're waiting for international clearance. That could happen in the next hour. It might take days, so we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out.
Oh, was that the press conference attitude? How we doing, Bridge? You back?
I'm back, yeah. That answered a few questions there at the end there when he said we're still waiting in the international clearance anyway.
So we don't know if the two boys will be involved. So we'll just
probably won't be.
Yeah. Poor Rossiter. But I want to... Fox, as the season goes on, I'll go to Fox with this, then Bridge, and then we'll go to Gary on the call. Ibrox, alright?
Yep, no problem.
Fox, he ain't going to take no rubbish off that press, is he? I told you last week, don't ask me stupid questions, jog on, yeah?
I'll say one thing for them, mate. Most of the questions were football questions. This compared to what Murty had to put up with half of them. Whether they'll end up going back into the same mode and asking questions that mean nothing to the either Steve. He's obviously going to keep a lid on what he's been asked. Good on him.
Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy that bit, Bridgeman?
Yeah, I think he seems to know what he's doing, and everybody's going to trust him. Can I just say this? It's such a pleasure to listen to. I think that's one of the few times we've ever went through a full press conference without anybody mentioning the name of them across the city. So I think it was just great. And I like the way he handles it. I remember he said to them before, we're not going to talk about them here. So maybe they've learned their lesson. And this time he's taken, like you spoke to you before, as you quite rightly said, I've said to you before, it's not going to happen. That's just not, we're just not doing it. Simple. So
maybe that could rub off on people that. I think I like the way he conducts his thing. The boy that brought in, the midfielder, Wales, he said he's been watching him, he knows about him. Rumour has it, and just pure rumour, the way he talked about them in the hearing for the permits, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but he seems very knowledgeable, very up to date. Said he's watched the boy, seen him play, either live on TV, but the boys played against PSG, which is, well, there's some class players, and if he could handle that, maybe we could have a Kanté in our hands, mate.
Aye, absolutely. I mean, if he can handle himself against the world's best, then I don't see that it would have too much of a problem up here. I think it's been a long, long time since we've had a manager who not only will command respect in the dressing room, but is commanding respect in the media as well. You know what I mean? He's just the way he's saying, I don't want to talk about stuff that's not relevant, all that kind of stuff. And they seem to be listening. You know what I mean? If they've asked something once and they've been told, don't ask me, and I don't think we'll get sort of repeat questions from the media, which is going to be a good change, I have to say. And I also liked how he talked about the fact that his team talk's pretty much done for him, by showing us the faces of last season after that disappointment. If they can't get up for it tomorrow, then they shouldn't be there, and that's the way he will be through the season. If he sees that players aren't up for it and they're not performing, they won't be in the team. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, here, guys, well said, mate. Ibrox there, a lot of positives there, the manager, but you've got to feel for Rossiter. I know that you get that RSI on your back when you were playing, and injuries are part of the game,
Well, unfortunately, mate, haven't had quite a few of them myself throughout the years, but I've got to feel for him, mate. But at least Mr. Gerrard's come out and says it's not that he's injury prone, it's just that he's been unlucky. He was one of the best throughout a pre-season, is what he says. He was there, he was raring to go. And then
the words he used was that he was the outstanding performer, mate.
Exactly, mate, exactly. And it's just, yet again, the footballing gods must have it in for this young man. I don't know any other way to put it, but he's just one of the most unluckiest players I've ever had the pleasure of watching, you know what I mean? But just...
Aye. And obviously, he intimated that there's a good chance the two new boys will not be playing, mate. There is a small chance, but a good chance it won't be, yeah.
I wouldn't think so myself, mate, especially it does take a long while for it to get work permits together.
And Ibrox, if anybody wants to join us and comment on Mr. Stephen Gerrard, MBE's press conference or anything else Rangers related, what's the number?
It's 0141 356 1972.
And where else can they join us, Fox?
RangersRadio.online on Skype. If you call in, I'll bring you into the call.
Yeah. Stephen Gerrard, Fox, young, inexperienced manager, experienced dealing with the press, talking on the pitch. He seems to have a drive and determination, and along with Mark Allen and the rest of the staff, there seems to be a plan.
Well, we hope they've got a plan. The recruitment's been good so far. What we've seen in the opening friendly against Bury was pleasing, although the opposition wasn't great. we just need to step it up for tomorrow night's game and keep it going and wait to see where this train takes us to.
Are you on the train, Fox? I know you've been a studier of trains over the years, mate. You've done a lot of travelling on them. Are you on this one?
I'm aboard, mate. That's the main thing. But I can see maybe a few stations where we'll need to get off and got to get another train and start again, mate. I don't think we'll go unbeaten through the season, but I'm hoping that we progress in every game we go forward.
If you think back to, I know it was a long time ago, and I don't expect Ibrox or Wheels to know it. When Souness came in, mate, he lost 2 of his first 3 games, mate, that season. You know, and ultimately we still went on and won the league.
Of course we did, mate. I think what he's trying more than anything else is to drive the winning mentality into these players. And that will get us through games where we maybe no play as well. I think it's too early to call for me. I think we need to wait and see, as I said last night, I think it was, after the first round of game in the Premier League, we'll know where we are. And I'm hoping it's a big surprise for me anyway.
All right, so you can take your seat on the train first class. Bridge, I know you're on the train. You're always on the train, mate.
Yes.
You're the man with the Casey Jones hat.
Fully supportive of the manager. I think what he's done up to now is quite remarkable, actually, considering we sang the praises of other managers in the past and put our trust in them. I think...
Did we mean it, Bridge?
Well, I'm trying to say that I don't know. After a very short time, I think our trust was shaky. But up to now, anyway, this guy doesn't seem to have put a foot wrong. And I loved his attitude towards the press. I just loved that today. And I hope that people are continuously telling him and whispering in his ear, these people are just going to ridicule you when they get the chance. So don't take nothing from them at all. Don't give them the chance to do it. I love that. I just love it. He's a stand-up man. Says what he means and means what he says. That's what I'm looking for.
I get that. I mean, you could say that about Pedro as well. Pedro shot for the hip as well, but I just think that, I'm not saying Pedro wasn't, but Stevie G's experience with the British press, obviously it's a wee bit different in the backwater that we have to deal with, but he is a global star. He has done it as a player. All right, he's earned his stripes as a manager. He's intelligent, articulate, and organised and planned, mate. He's ticking a lot of boxes now.
Absolutely.
When we go in the park, it could all easily fall apart. We know that. The game's not played in paper, it's played in grass, but so far so good for me. And Fox, I'm on the train, and I'm right up there with Bridge.
Oh, good for you.
Ibrox, are you on the train?
I'm definitely on the train, mate, and I'm sorry, but I ain't getting off it till we reach platform 55, so...
Yep, I get that. What about you, Wheels?
Mate, I'm driving the train.
Right. Bridge, we're getting off.
Could be worse, but I could be the navigation guy, so it could be worse.
I think I have to say, guys,
the platforms, Ibrox.
I think we've got to say, guys, what Foxy was saying there about after the Euro game and then the first couple of games even of the Premier League. Once it's in, we should have a good idea how, shall we say, what kind of quality of players were brought in and how this manager uses them. We should be able to see that. And certainly after the first quarter of the league, we may have to wait that long before we start saying we're going to win the championship and things like that, you know.
Listen, we'll ask a question to the lobby, and Ibrox, get the abacus suit. It's Rap Bells, give us this one. If you're on the train, it's choo choo. If you're Ray Fox, it's boo boo. Right?
Oh,
all right.
What do you mean, boo boo?
Or boo boo.
I'm just a wee bit cautious after the last couple of managers. We've had in, mate.
Let's see what it takes.
Ibrox.
I'm going to vote. Are you going to vote in the lobby? Yep.
I'll vote in the lobby as well.
How do you spell choo choo?
Ask the Lego muncher.
Jimmy Choos, mate. Jimmy Choos.
Oh, you know more about that with the amount of women you go about with, boy. Listen, Millsy, you okay? You been all right, pal?
I'm back fighting fit, Reg.
That's good. Nice to hear your voice.
But no, I'm back in business. So
it's nice to hear your voice. It really is a pleasure to hear you again. So very pleased.
So watch where Ben Wheels. He's going to tap you in a minute. I've heard Norris before with him.
Wheels knows that's not true. He knows that's not true.
Do you know what I'm thinking, Ox? Right, and I don't know.
Right,
if
go on in, mate.
Obviously, I know you said there's a few shows on that, but what do you think his remit is for the season ahead?
Win the league, mate. Win the league. But that's what would be the aim. If we get, as I said, I don't know if I'll be right or wrong with this, but I'm predicting we'll win 20 more points. And if that doesn't win as the league, it's still been successful for Steven Gerrard. He's moved us on a big stage, and but we're looking to win the league. That's our aim. It's got to be our aim. Whether we do it or no is ultimately depends maybe on some teams and ultimately the rest of the league as well, how they perform. On you go, Wheels.
Sorry, I was just going to say, for me, it would. I don't know about this season, but for me, it would just quite simply be to stop 10. That's it. I don't care if it's this season, next season. If we stop 10, then
ultimately your aim is to win the league. Then that's it. It doesn't matter when you do it the next 2 years. That's it. No. By the way, if we do it this year or next year, all the other titles, all the tainted titles, they don't matter a jot. Ibrox.
I totally agree, mate. His remit is to win the league. It's always to win the league, mate. Coming second is nothing, unfortunately, in this league. But again, as you say, Zox, a lot depends on how other teams play. Is the league going to be a stronger league than last season? We're just going to have to wait and see after the first round of matches, as Bridge says the other night. But I always let my head overrule my heart, mate, and I always go for league title, number 55, and that'll be the platform. We could have the wee sign above Ibrox have to win it. Platform 55, here we go.
I'm surprised that Blue Shadow's on a green train, Bridgeman, but that's just a personal
green train.
Can I just say as well, lads, the choo-choo is 100%, mate. 100%.
There you go, Fox.
I get one right. By
the way, the morning night at 10 o'clock, it might be completely different, Bridge.
Aye. I think the guy's remit is to take the existing club as it is at the moment and rip it apart from the footballing perspective and rebuild. Don't worry about anything. You go in. This is a level we want. Just do it. And whatever you need, we'll make it up. I think that's what you've done with him. And at the back of that, of course, is the belief that he's going to make such a good job of it that we will win the league in the next 2 seasons. That's my thinking. I think that's what it is overall. And that's the be all and end all is to win the league in the next 2 seasons, or 3 seasons rather, just to stop the 10 in a row. But the quicker the better.
Right, if you're going to swear at me again, mate, I'm going to. What you've been told about your mute. And you're going to keep swearing, we're going to have to put you on the show, right?
Swearing?
Yeah, the words you used, you'll not be using them again.
What words is that?
Somebody message him. What's after 9?
Oh, that stuff. Yeah, well, that's right. That's what we're trying to stop, isn't it?
Name more swearing, all right?
So, as far as I'm concerned, that's what his remit is.
That's a fair comment, Bridge.
Over the next 2 seasons, that's what it's going to be.
I mean, look, I'm hopeful. Well, am I saying we're going to? No, but I think 20 points is a reasonable jump, Fox. I really think that.
Aye, well, it's reasonable. It can be done. Whether we'll do it or no, I'm beginning to sound as though I'm a bit of a pessimist. But look, I just don't want to jump in too quick. What we'll know after the first 10 games in the league, mate, is are we going to be able to challenge them? If no, we need to start to regroup again and then look at the January transfer window. So there might be a lot of chopping and changing of the squad as we go between now and this time next year. whether Stephen Gerrard has got the know-how, and whether we've got the right players to do it in the first season he's here, we'll need to wait and see. But it looks promising, and that's all I'm saying. I'm thinking it's promising at the moment, but I'm not going to get carried away.
All right, have you got you're sort of half on, half off the train, just making your mind up, I get it, Fox. I get it. I think your pessimism, and that's not the right word for it. Your caution makes sense, really. I can see it because we've been burnt a few times in the last few years. We thought Cranchard would throw it. We thought Barton would do well. Senderos is a big unit who's played at a high level. Alves. And the list goes on and on and on. So we just have to wait and see, Bridgeman. So maybe Fox has got a point.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to wait and see, absolutely. But, I mean, what we've seen up to now, what we've heard and read and so on and so forth and listened to up to now is sounding really, really great. If this manager, young as he is, can come in and do even a wee bit as much as what Souness did, it would just be out of this world for the Rangers fans. Just out of this world. And it looks like he's on course for it as well, without all the money that Souness got,
Well, it was the world was a different place then.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it was just after the '86 World Cup. We signed the guy who'd been England's centre half, and we also signed the reserve goalkeeper quite quickly, along with, I think, Colin West, Jimmy Nicholl came in, and that was the sort of spine of our team, along with the players that were there that started that journey. There's been a lot more signings this year, Fox. Different calibre, I know, but a lot more. Then we'll go to Ibrox, then Wales.
Well, that is the big difference. We were bringing in internationals, non-English internationals, top of the tree. This time it's a wee bit of no scattergun approach. There's a lot of gambles in this side. I've liked to look at. I think out of the most signed so far, Arfield I've been pleasantly surprised with him. The rest of them are all unknown quantities. So we just need to see, as we say, how do we gel? And if we can get that winning attitude going, I think we can go well. But same as Souness, mate, there was a lot of chopping and changes when Souness would come in at first and into the next couple of transfer windows. And it's getting a blend of the right players, the right tactics and the right attitude. And I don't think you can do that in one transfer window, mate. That's my opinion.
Fair comment. There wasn't a transfer window then. I think just before Christmas that year, he brought in Graham Roberts, who was a top player with Spurs, and helped drive us on to the title that year. So there wasn't a transfer window. Football was a completely different place. Wales and then Ibrox, thoughts?
I've lost Wales, mate. He's out.
No. Ibrox?
The way I'm looking at it is kind of the way that Bridge looked at it the other night. Look at the spiny team we had last season, the spiny team we've got this season, and it's night and day for me, mate. All the way for the back, for McGregor, Katic, Goldson, Flanagan, Arfield, as Foxes just says, and eventually, once they're settled in and they're up to the pace of the game and they've got the work permits and that, you've got your Lasana, Koulibaly and then big Sadiq as well up front, mate. It's a much, much better, spinier team and a much stronger unit overall in the squad of the 9 players that he's brought in already, where he says that he still could bring in a couple of more players before he's happy with where we're going. So you look at it for last season, mate, night and day for me. So as you say 20 points, mate, is very realistic to get. And once you get the extra 20 points and we're not dropping the stupid points here, there and everywhere that we did last season, we could go anywhere next season. That is the thing you've got to look at. But we can't tell them we're in until we've run the first round of games for me, mate.
Aye, well, Fox's fair comment, mate. We just want to be in there competing, mate, and see where it takes us. And pressure does funny things to the front runner, Bridgeman.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder though, I could ask anybody this question. I'm sure I saw something in Follow today that says that that mob across the road are in for that boy Cooper as well. Did you hear anything like that? Anybody heard anything like that? Am I just dreaming it?
I heard no. For what I heard, mate, it was between us and Leeds United, they fell out of the running, mate. So that was the last thing.
It's nothing. I just wondered because you're more into Twitter certainly than I am, and you maybe heard something on there, or maybe just had somebody kidding on. I'm sure I heard something like it on Follow or Rangers Media. No, I mean that's it. That's all I got to say on that.
All right, well, we'll see. Obviously, Stephen Gerrard put it out there that we are looking for another centre-half, Fox.
Aye, well, as the boys were saying, this boy, Jake Cooper, seems to be the one that we're chasing. Another one that I've never seen play, but according to what I'm reading myself on the forums in the paper, he's a bright young prospect. And if it's going to cost us $3 million, or $3 million plus, I just hope we've got the funds to lay that out and still keep something back for January, mate, in case something doesn't work out.
What would it say to you, Bridge? Would it say 3-5-2, or would it say we need backup? Katic might be for development. I don't know. What does it say to you?
Yeah, I think 3-5-2. I think definitely 3 at the back. Whether in fact it goes 3-5-2 or a variation of 3-2, 3-1-2, whatever, you can do it any way you wish.
Yeah.
Because if you watch all the international games, most of them are playing 3 at the back, including England in patches. So you need, if we're going to go that way, we need the personnel. Even if it doesn't work, it can always go to a 4-4-2. But you need quality today. 3-5-2. No, you can't go on and...
I don't know who's doing the banging in the background, but I think that's Wheels back with us. You back with us, Wheels?
Sure am, mate. Sure am.
All right, mate.
Oh, sorry.
We're just talking about the boy Cooper for Millwall. I don't know if you've been following that story.
I'll be honest, I don't know much about the boy. I've not really seen much of him, but I've heard a lot of good things, and I like that Stevie is concentrating on the defence, because that's obviously where we had a lot of problems last year. I think the main thing is turning Ibrox into a fortress again. I think that because we lost so many stupid points at home last season, and I think we need to bring back the fear for teams coming to Ibrox again, because it hasn't happened for a while. You know what I mean?
Talking about Ibrox being a fortress, I think tomorrow night will be the biggest crowd that Ibrox and Rangers supporters since 1977, Fox.
Because there's no away fans, mate, aye?
Aye. There's segregation, you need to go back to before the Copeland Road was built, and I don't think... Oh, wait a minute, maybe... 78 season against Cologne when we played maybe the European ties that year, maybe come back to that year 77, but definitely no from 78 onwards as the capacity fell, Bridgeman.
Yeah, absolutely. We are where we are, and if we can get 50,000 fans in there just over it tomorrow night, that will just be so wonderful. It's just so wonderful. The club, just fabulous. A full house, wow. Just amazing. Just amazing. For a Rangers fan, it's going to be a pleasure to go there once again. And we've had every week, every home game, we're close to full houses anyway. So we're well used to it. But to get an actual full house, quite unbelievable. Just quite unbelievable.
Did you recognise that, Stat Ibrox Loyal?
About the 50,000?
Yeah, the attendance.
I heard you saying the other night, mate. It was new on me that there wasn't any away allocation because you never took one. But you could just. I'll never see anything like it in my life again. I don't think. It's one of the things. What Stevie Gerrard was saying in his interview as well, that this could make. Well, I think this could break this team, this Macedonian team, because he says this is like their cup final, mate. They're never ever going to experience anything like this again in their life. but I believe we're miles away from where we were at the beginning of last season. So I don't see this as being a pitfall. I remember being at the first European game of last season when we won 1-0, where it was just disgraceful, mate. We should have took a lot more goals after them than what we did.
But we never looked what's
no,
going on.
No, we didn't look like it, mate. We didn't.
The problems were there for all to see for the back end of the season before, and their first two games. You know my view, mate. I would have sacked them on the spot in Luxembourg. I think I said that show at the time, and I think
you did indeed, mate. You did indeed.
I would have stuck with it. Nothing against the guy, Pedro, but it was just a fit. It was never going to work. But anyway, we've moved on, and we've got a guy who's taking us in a different direction, and I think it's with all his staff he's brought in. I think Gary McAllister is what a shrewd move that could be, Fox.
Another one, the manager, mate, with a vast experience in football. So of course he is. He's dabbled at the management game himself. Never done particularly well at it, but probably a good second in command. Can I ask you a wee cheeky question? See all the signings that we're going on about there. See, apart from Arfield and probably Goldson and the goalkeeper, would we have thought anything if Aberdeen had signed the players that we've signed? That's how unknown they are to us guys, you know.
Well, Katic, obviously.
Well, we hadn't heard of him either. If Aberdeen would have signed him, we wouldn't have batted an eyelid.
Flanagan, could you put Flanagan up in the people we knew about, mate?
We knew about him, aye, but after his wee bit of trouble and that, I don't think we would have paid much notice to that either.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only three the signings that we've brought in that we can really be a wee bit confident about. I'm just saying that's why I'm a bit cautious, Oxchair, that until we see them in a serious competition and a challenge, we'll not see how good or bad they are, you know.
Did you say, with the exception of Godson?
Him and Arfield and then McGregor, who were all known players, most of the rest of them.
And are you including Murphy in that? Because we actually only signed him in a real deal.
But he was there the year before.
No, but I'm saying, but when we paid money for him, we paid £1 million or close to it.
Aye.
I don't think Aberdeen would have paid that for a player. So we could exclude that one. I think Godson was how much? 2 million? Maybe 3 even?
3 million, mate. 3
yeah,
million.
Do you know what I mean? So and Katic was 1 million or more, 2. So I don't think Aberdeen would have touched any of those players, whether we knew them or no. I don't think
it's Katic Croatian, mate.
Katic is Croatian, mate. Yeah. That's how we're saying he'll be buzzing in that dressing room.
The big boy will be bouncing, eh?
Yeah.
Fox, the points, Bridge, you can take this next. The points Fox made are valid. I get where he's coming for you, yeah? Bridge?
Yeah, look, the thing is, we've taken we took Aberdeen's talented at purpose, one of their best players at the close season last season, and Ryan Hardy, and that's the kind of level of player that we want at Rangers or above. That's the low level, in my opinion. We should be. Everybody that comes in should be like or as good as Ryan Hardy or upwards, you know. No Ryan Hardy, which is Ryan Jack and upwards. So that's the way I look at it. And Aberdeen, that was the level Aberdeen are at, and that's the level we're starting at, and we should be looking above that. And I don't think there's anybody in our books that Aberdeen would have taken. I don't think they would have taken them. They can't pay the money for them for a start. I just don't see it.
I mean, I don't think Aberdeen will need to worry about Aberdeen this season, mate. If I'm being honest with you, I think we've got bigger fish to fry. But Fox, good point, mate. I think McGregor would have been a big signing for anybody. Arfield, because of the level he's playing at. Goldson, because he came from the Premier League, the madness that is the Premier League. And I would say Flanagan, because he had played at a higher level and had a bit of pedigree about him. The other 5, the 3 boys in loan, were brought in. The one for Liverpool, the 2 boys were brought in the last couple of days. You know, are we including Jamie Murphy as a player signed?
I was.
Aye, well, he bridge was. I was saying we already knew it, and the rest of the league know what he's like.
Aye. So that's pretty much it, really, isn't it? So we're a couple short, but we'll see what it takes us. I'm looking forward to seeing what Stevie Gerrard does with the team. I don't think it'll just be his doing. I think he's brought in a professional group of individuals, Wheels.
Aye, he's brought in a good back team with him. And obviously, I mean, he is, we need to be realistic. He is just starting out in his managerial career, so he is going to need that little bit of help, and that's why I think Gary McAllister will be a fantastic acquisition for him. I think he'll help him, on the training ground and in the dressing room as well. I think he's got the passion about him that could be needed for, team talks and stuff like that. So, but I mean, as for the players that were signed, we know who some of them are, and we don't know some of them. But just because we don't know them, we've never heard of them, doesn't mean that they're not good enough to do a job. So we need to just give them the chance and hope that they all hit the ground running.
Hi, Brooks.
No, I totally agree with the sentiments of the backroom staff, especially the fitness guy, Milsom, mate. He absolutely knows his stuff, and it was something that I think everybody on the panel and a few of the guys in the lobby as well were worrying about the last couple of seasons. We seem to fall out of games with 20 minutes to go. I don't see anything like that happening by any stretch of imagination. We've got this gentleman in, the guy, Michael Beale as well, is his first team coach. He's a very talented individual as a coach as well. He did quite a lot of work last season in Brazil as well, and he was learning the ropes of things and that down there as well. So we've got Mr. Gerrard's brought in a very, as I would say, a first class backroom staff with him, along with Mr. McAllister. So I'm excited with that as well, and I think we'll get the players up and running for this first game tomorrow night. So
can I ask the panel a question? Over the last 12 months, there's two directors have resigned. Graham Murray and was it one of the
John Gilligan and Paul Murray.
Paul Murray,
and then there was a guy, Andy. Oh, the other guy at the same time as I can't mind his name. Anyway, carry on.
Do you think
Andy Scott, wasn't it? Barry Scott.
I wouldn't count him because he was going to leave anyway. I think he was only in for a wee while. But I think there was one of the parts. Did one of the parts leave or something like that? No? Never mind. I was just going to ask for the
father. He's been made vice chairman, isn't he?
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. But is it possible? I mean, it's just a left field shot here. Is it possible that the guys that have left have got wind of this contract? There is another erroneous contract that we managed to sign at the tail end of last year. A, were they involved in it, or B, did they get wind of it and thought, no, it's time we left, this is wrong? Because this contract sorry for bringing it back up again, it's just popped into my head. This thing with Sports Direct, as I said earlier, I think something's no right with the Rangers. What's happened with Rangers?
I hope we win the day, mate. We don't have all the facts, mate. I don't want to make any judgment. I don't know if anybody else wants to get all the facts, mate. I'm hoping, and I only want to hope for the support, mate, because it's support that want to desperately buy the strips, and I don't feel as if the support want to deal with Mike Ashley. You know my thoughts on Sports Direct, Bridge. Yeah. It's not a business model that I sit comfortable with, but I thought originally it could have been a decent fit because it was a national chain. The colours are red, white and blue, and everything was there. But I've never liked their business model, but that's just a personal thing. So I think a lot of bears would struggle to deal with them, you know.
My thoughts are, and I'll say this again, as I said it earlier, we bought Sports Direct out of that contract.
Yeah, but we don't know the details, Brad.
I know. We
should never know the details.
We spent £3 million, which we didn't know about. All we were told was that we have managed to get rid. They've got a new contract, right? Brilliant. Rangers are getting more money. brilliant. So the Rangers fans went out and spent their money in the big stores and got the 50% for the club. Excellent. So that was a good bit of business, so we were told. I think if you told us that we paid £3 million to get rid of Sports Direct, and then 12 months later you're finding out that we're getting taken to court by Sports Direct, now we can't even get another seller, another partner. I think you could turn the clock back and say, let's leave for the next 3 years and let them sing for it.
But we don't know what was in the contract for rolling on, mate. You're making a lot of assumptions we don't know. Bruno Alves, Fox. Sad to see him go. I believe you wanted to keep him. There was part of you wanted to keep him for a year. If his wages are alleged rumoured to be anything between 20 and 28 grand a week, if there's been no cash, as I told you the other night, I'm happy. Gone. Time to move on. I just think Bruno was only going to go one way as the year progressed. So I think I'm happy with that announcement today.
Well, I thought that we might have kept him on this season for the reason being it would save us money going out and getting another centre-half, and that seems to be the case now when we're chasing Jake Cooper. I think we've spent there £5 million on the two centre-halves that's there. So that was quite an outlay for the team. And there was other parts, places on the park that could have done with strengthening. And I was only wanting to keep him there because I think with the pressure of the World Cup being away off him, it might have been his swan song at football and he maybe I get stuck in this season. But he's gone now and best of luck to him.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad he's away. He always came across as a decent fella, but on the pitch, very disappointing for me, Ibrox.
Aye, for me as well, mate. I was the first one to jump on Bruno Alves bandwagon because I know what he'd done in the game, and I thought, World Cup coming up, he's really going to bust a gut and be your leader on and off the park and be your defensive rock. But unfortunately, we never seen anywhere near what was expected, mate. So I was the one that says at the end of last season, he's either going to retire or we should be getting rid of him. We shouldn't be keeping him for his final gear. We need a fresh look at the back, and that's what I've got, mate. And I hope that with the boy Jake Cooper, hopefully does come in as well, mate. We've got a solidifying back line there.
Wheels?
Aye, mate. He's one of them. You know, he was a big name, big things were expected of him, but maybe it was just a year too late. You know what I mean? Maybe if we'd have got him a year or two before, we could have got some good stuff out of him. But I think maybe we just went for him a bit late, and it's a different game up here than what he's used to. So he just never grasped it. You know what I mean? But I think it was the right decision for him to go.
Bridgeman, you championed him at times, but you were also very critical. I would say fair over the piece. But what's your thoughts?
Well, I wish the guy luck. It's really good fortune. Away you go. Bye. Because I was the one that said all the positives about him. And I thought he was going to be a big star for Rangers. I thought this is a guy we need, all the experience in the world. Thinking back to Davy Weir and so on and so forth, how he managed to bring people through and all that. And I thought it was working for a wee while, and then it just fell apart. And his performances, particularly in the Rangers matches, the Rangers Celtic matches, weren't up to scratch, to be perfectly honest with you. So we can look back. Mate, we can look back and say, I'm saying that it ended up going off, didn't he? Well, I've got a sore leg. I'm away off, you know. So very disappointing from that perspective. I did fancy him. I did think he was going to be great for Rangers. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. So, as far as I'm concerned, I agree with Fox. Wish him all the best for the future, and I'm glad he's away.
Aye, me also, mate. I think we've got to be a wee bit shrewder, and the boys we're bringing in, Fox, hungrier, better age, and we'll see where it takes us, mate. If we do get somebody who's going to kick on, we can obviously make money. Obviously that'll be hard for your support to take because we're not used to it, but the world's changed and we need to be proactive. But as long as we've always got a conveyor belt, mate, it could take us in the right direction. Fox?
Well, this is it. The likes of Koulibaly and the boy Sadiq, mate. Maybe it's the same road they're coming down as more or less Jamie Murphy and that came last season, try and buy thing. And I think that's the right way for Rangers to go. I think we'll see more and more youngsters coming like that as time goes on. And I think it's the way Scottish football is now, that it's very hard to be able to afford or attract people of big name into Scottish football, mate. So the more youth that we get, and maybe cherry picking one or two of them that will stay in my team for 3 or 4 seasons, way to go forward for me.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Brooks.
No, totally agree, mate. We've got this boy Jake Cooper in, mate. We're sorted at the back, mate, and as you says, it could be one of the ones. He's young enough that he's high enough rated in England that if he has a really, really fantastic couple of seasons for us up here, he's a player we could easily double our money, maybe even treble our money on at some point down the line, mate. Should we need to do that? Hopefully we don't, and we get to keep them, and we've got the famous title that we want in the bag. Then we're all laughing, mate, and it's happy days again. So.
I think it's going to be hard. I think we'll support because of the journey we're going. If we get somebody to become real close to as a player, mate, if they move on. But I think the vast majority of clubs in the world now, folks, are selling clubs, you know, at different levels. The game's changed dramatically because of the player power.
Oh, it's out of hand now. When you see Ronaldo going for 105 million at 33, God, I think maybe even in this transfer window we'll see the first £200 million player gone for somewhere. I think the highest is Mbappe, isn't he? No, it'll be Neymar, 190 million or something.
Neymar at this moment in time, mate, but if Mbappe moves, mate, you could see it being the first 200 plus. I've
got to say, just quickly, we'll change the subject. And, for me, Neymar, the most overrated ever. I know he gets fouled a lot, but his attitude just stinks, mate. Just my opinion. Bridgeman?
I think you're right with Neymar, and to a certain extent. I wouldn't go fully the way you would think, but I think he is overrated. But he's a absolutely wonderful exponent of the game. But I think the boy Mbappe is absolute star material. He's been great in the World Cup, and he's gone into the final. The chances are, good chance, France are going to win this now. And if they win that and that boy steals the show at all, just think there's your first 200 million or more to Real Madrid. Real Madrid are going to buy him for sure. He's just waiting. Name your price. That's what it'll be.
Juventus are giving Real Madrid a lending the money to get PSG. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think I'm very surprised that Ronaldo went. Although I believe he was having some arguments with Zidane and probably
Zidane's went as well.
I'm saying that, I'm saying, but I think they were having arguments and the board. So whether in fact Ronaldo had fallen out with the whole of Real Madrid, fell out of love with him and wanted away, then that's fine. So away he goes. But it's going to take a lot to replace. So Real Madrid will always go out and get big stars. So they're nobody bigger, and there won't be anybody bigger at the moment anyway than Mbappe. So you never know your luck. Watch that space. It'll cost £250 million to take him away from PSG, surely.
I didn't mind Neymar when he played against a certain team, but that was it for me. But the rest of the time he does my nut and wheels.
Yeah, he's very frustrating. I mean, he's got plenty of talent, the boy, but you're right, Ox, his attitude is it's all wrong. I mean, he's young, do you know what I mean? We need to remember he is still young, but he just needs to mature. If he can mature really quickly, then he'll have everything. Do you know what I mean? But the boy Mbappe he's going to be an absolute world star within. Well, he's already almost there, but
I think he's the next big thing. But what I will say, just again a personal view, Ibrox, but I thought Griezmann outshone him in the last game, mate. I really did. I thought he was the brains behind that French performance, and what I see.
No, definitely, mate. But yeah, the boy is class. As Bridges just says there, the likelihood is if France play to their potential and he plays to his potential on Sunday, then France have a really comfortable World Cup final victory. And that young boy, mate, he's got the pace, the trickery, again, the fast feet that you need for a position that he plays in, mate. He's got everything in the locker to go anywhere he wants in the world game, mate. And it could be the next world star, mate. The next Neymar, the next Messi or Ronaldo, mate. Easily could be up there with him in the next couple of years.
Did you not say that about Barry Mackay?
I think I did. I did. I'm a great judge of character. Remember?
I also said that Pina would stroll Scottish football.
All right. I just got my rep back when I knew it's pure disintegrated.
It's totally shreds now, isn't it?
Have you got any Ibrox loyal stories?
See on Sunday, you realise that the World Cup final is just going to be a sea of red, white, and blue.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, for me, just football comes home tomorrow night when Rangers take the field at Ibrox. That's I like the World Cup, but I don't get as excited about the international football as the way I do about my own team. Bridgman?
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think, sadly, I mean, to say this in all honesty, because I was a fervent Scotsman when I was abroad, but lived abroad for many years, down in England for many years. So you know what it's like to be away from home and sometimes hard, and you get more and more. Well, like you're more of a Scotsman than a Scotsman living there. But this last 7 years, we've seen what the nonsense that's been going on in Scotland, particularly from a footballing perspective. I'll never support Scotland again, never. So as far as I'm concerned, international football is dying. In my eyes, I'm quite happy to go and support England. I've said to my wife a number of times, you know, if England get to the final, I'm going down to England for a fortnight because the party atmosphere would be great.
We could have swapped houses, Bridge.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see what it takes us. We've lost young Ibrox, so we've got a game tomorrow night. Quite quickly, Wheels, just give your thoughts how it's going to go and put your neck out there and give a prediction.
Score prediction for tomorrow, I would be quite happy with a 3-0 victory.
All right, 3-0. Foxy boy.
I'd be happy with 3-0 as well.
Bridge?
I won't spoil the party. I want 3-0.
All right, okay. Fair enough.
What about yours?
4-0.
4, okay.
Finish your tie, done completely. Move on. Other players get game time. They get ready for the tie the following week, mate. Because this is decent revenue for us. These ties, Fox, full houses at Ibrox, TV money. Where we are, it's money we've never. Well, we had a bit last year, but very little. But hopefully we can progress and get more coin out of it, because that's what it's all about sometimes.
Aye, well, at this time, mate, I don't know how much we'll make out of that game. 500,000, do you think? More?
A bit more, I think.
No. Anyway, speaking of the game, what time's the show? Is there a show tomorrow night?
Yes, it's a 7:45 kick-off, so the teams come out an hour before, so it'll be 6:45 for the start of the show. And then obviously 15 minutes after the final whistle, which is approximately 10 o'clock, mate. Is that fair enough, Bridge?
Fair enough for me, because I'll be Ibrox.
Right, but Fox will be Ibrox.
I get them coming home, what you're saying it's going to, let's say 10 o'clock start. How long are you on for? Just 11?
When you turn up, we'll finish.
Okay, right, okay.
You keep your powder dry, mate. Everybody wants to hear what you say right after a match. That'll do for the show tomorrow night, mate. So I think it's only fair that last word of the evening to you, Bridge.
Well, what can I say? Another smashing night tonight. It's a pity about the England result, but I think fair enough, fair dues. Croatia were a far better team in the second half and the extra time. So I think they thoroughly deserve the win. So to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, tomorrow night, huge night for Rangers. Absolutely huge. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because we're going to need it.
Thanks everybody for taking part tonight. Fox, Bridge, Ibrox, Loyal, and it's great to have our wheels back on the show. This has been Rangers Radio. For anybody who's having a walk tomorrow, all the best on the glorious 12th, and I hope it's a great night tonight for the people over by, a great day tomorrow, and a great night for the Glasgow Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white from the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I would show him the way as he did on that day. And so now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the jurors, my father and son. And it's sure safe to say, at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.